President Trump is scaling back regulations to give a boost to small businesses across the country.
We want to make life easier for the small business owners. We are going to simplify, reduce, eliminate regulation.
So how do small business owners feel about that? Let's talk to some. We got a panel here live in Houston. Lily Gil-Valletta is the CEO of SendPlus. Gordon Kwan is managing partner of the Houston-based Kwan Law Firm. And Laura Muriello is the president and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to you,
Good morning,
ladies and gentlemen. All right, Lily, let's talk to you first. How important is it that this president wants to get rid of as many regulations as he possibly can?
You know, for us as small businesses, anything that makes growing and scaling our business is a good thing. So tax reform promises and the rising cost of healthcare under control, or anything that allows us to get access to capital, is going to be a good proposition, not just for small businesses, but for the American economy to thrive.
And you mentioned the cost of healthcare is rising, as it has. Has Obamacare been a problem for your company?
It has, and it has for a lot of us small business owners that have to carry the burden of that increase that many times we never forecasted for. I kept getting letters probably every 6 months that said that my tax rates, my insurance rates were going up, and I'm hoping that that doesn't surprise me anymore.
All right. Gordon, are you hopeful that this new president can help small business?
I am hopeful. I'll tell you, we're watching everything very carefully right now. Small businesses depend upon labor, and having access to labor readily available is important. What he wants to do on a long-term basis with immigration, I think, is important as well. How he regulates that to make sure people can work legally and be productive.
A change from the last administration is I think the employers now have to follow the rules of the law, and I think employers like yourselves have to, if you're going to hire somebody, you got to go through E-Verify, which
that's
last time you didn't have to.
It was optional before, now they make it mandatory. You're right.
Is that good or bad for you?
Well, I think it's going to really weed out a lot of people, but I think it precipitates a situation where we need to look at a long-term basis of where this country is going on immigration in general.
All right. Laura, how do you feel about that?
Well, certainly the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is happy to be at the table. We recently met with President Trump's transition team. That was critically important, and I believe a step in the right direction to continue to dialogue with 57 million Latinos who represent this country, who are part of America, and we, too, want to be heard and be part of that conversation. We don't want any unintended consequences.
Sure.
We are hopeful. He is our president. We move forward as a Chamber of Commerce, as Houston, and as a community, but we also want to make sure that this big community is understood and heard, and that there are no unintended consequences that can be damaging.
Well, one of the things that Donald Trump ran on was extreme vetting because, you know, he has felt that our nation is at peril, exposed in some measure. With the temporary travel restrictions, are you okay with his ultimate goal, which is to make us safer?
I think we're all in favor of having a safe country. No one argues that point. I think it's just a matter of how it's being done and the way it's being communicated to others.
Lily, if the President of the United States was watching right now, what would you want him to know about small business and how to help?
I think not just the President, but everyone that's watching, the matters of small business is a matter that should matter to everyone in America. We are the ones creating the net new job growth, up to 60% of the new jobs. And anything that stifles us from growing and having access to capital and employing new people is going to impact the economy, and therefore anything that helps us is going to help everybody, and all tides will rise with our growth.
Gordon, I'll give you the final word. Any ideas for this administration?
We've grown because of our diversity. People come with a drive to make it in this country, to create jobs, to make their families better. And the more we enhance that, the better off we are as a country.
All right. I know ultimately this administration just wants to make America great again, but don't we all?
Yes.
Just saying. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Great discussion.
Thank you.